We're about 4 minutes out. And there he is, Jason. Nice tie.
Jason.
Hey, Brenda, I didn't see you pop up on my screen. Sorry about that. Don't mean to leave anybody out there. Hi, Barbie.
Hey everyone, how are you this evening?
It's a good evening. I don't like this time change though. I'm not used to it yet.
Me either. I like to go home in the daytime.
Oh, I love standard time. Much better than daylight time.
Early morning person. Melody, do I understand that there are no comments?
We actually have 3 comments
The three that
that I'll
deal-
need to read.
Okay, the 3 old ones.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. I was thinking of new, but yes.
Oh, correct. Yeah, we don't have any new ones.
And they're all under item D.
That's correct. Yes.
Thanks. Jeff just disappeared there for a second. I was just going to start. We'll hang on just a second there, if you will.
He just signaled that he's good to go.
Oh, there he is. Great. All right. Thank you very much. Looks like everyone is on screen. Welcome everybody again tonight. Gonna open up first by having Melody read the statement of logistics and go ahead and take the roll call. So Melody, the floor is yours.
All right. Good evening. I just wanted to go over a couple logistics with regards to this meeting. Please make sure to keep your video on and to mute yourself when you are not talking. With regards to how board members are going to participate in the meeting, the mayor will be calling on each of you individually to provide comments and votes. When voting, please remember to identify yourselves by stating your name and your vote. If you would like to speak at any point during the meeting, please raise your hand and be mindful of your background. If we are in the middle of a presentation and you are raising your hand but not being called on, please feel free to speak up. Most importantly, we want to make sure that the board members are able to participate in this meeting fully. So if you experience any technical difficulties, please text me. Next, we need to take the roll call. Please indicate if you are present. Mayor Ronald Pappas,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Brenda McMillan,
Present.
Commissioner Jason Hall,
Present.
Commissioner Ann Simpson,
Present.
Commissioner Tracy Westlick,
Present.
Commissioner Pedro Morey.
Present.
Thank you. All members are present. Mayor, I'll turn it back over to you.
Very good. Thank you, Melody. Appreciate that. All right. So we are now called to order for this meeting, regular meeting, which is virtual on November 9th, 2021, 6:30. This is a regular Board of Commissioners meeting. So if you would please, to begin this, please stand with me and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and then please remain standing for a brief moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. Thank you, everyone. Okay, we got a little bit of difference today on the agenda, a little bit on the process here. So because of some additional items, so understand that there are some to be considered for tonight. And so what we're going to do is have the town clerk read what those are, so it doesn't cause anybody to have to remember every word of every one of them. And then I will then ask somebody to make the motion, and if there are any additional changes to what the town clerk is going to read to you. So Melody, I'm going to turn that back over to you first, then we'll go around.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mayor. So we have 4 total agenda items to add to the agenda tonight. First is under consent agenda, item E6. And that's authorization for Robin Byer to be the designated interim tax collector for the town of Waxhaw beginning November 13th. And under new business, we have 3 items. Item J1, appointment of members to the planning board. Item J2, expand membership of the Parks, Cultural, and Recreation Advisory Board to 9 members. And then the last item, item J3, adoption of the town manager's revised contract.
Okay, very good. So does everybody understand what we just read here? They have copies of it from an email that went out later on. So if you have that, so what I will be looking for is a motion to accept tonight's agenda. If there are any other comments on that, then please make that part of your motion. So may I have a motion, please?
Mayor, you'll need to do 2 motions. First of all, to add those to the agenda, and then a motion to approve the amended agenda.
Right, okay. So we'll have the motion to approve the agenda. So can I have that, that motion?
Mayor, you want to do the amendments first. You want to do the amendments first before you do the motion to approve the final agenda.
Okay, I think I'm,
motions to add.
I'm sorry, say again?
You want to do the motions to add the 4 items to the agenda.
I'm sorry, I missed that, you're right.
And then we would do an amend to approve the amended agenda.
Okay, so we'll do that to approve these items. So can I have a motion to that, please?
Make a motion to approve the amended agenda as noted.
Okay, any other discussion? Go ahead, Charlie.
You need to amend the agenda first. You need to add those items, those 4 items to the agenda. So it'd be a motion to add, and you can do them either one at a time or all 4 at once, but you need to add them to the proposed agenda first. And so you
Okay.
need a motion to do that.
A motion to, and I was confused on that. I just thought we could do it all at once. So can we do it all at once?
No, you need to do the amendments to the proposed agenda first. And that needs to be voted on before you ever get to a vote on the amended agenda.
Okay,
Motion to add the 4 items to the agenda. Does that work?
That works.
Okay.
okay. We'll make it just that simple. We're trying to just combine it, Charlie, that was here, but sorry
No, I
about that.
understand. Right, I understand.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to add, so I'm gonna do a roll call vote here. Commissioner Morey,
Commissioner Morey, aye.
Commissioner Simpson,
Mr. Simpson, aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Commissioner Hall, aye.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Brenda McMillan, aye.
and back to Commissioner Westlake.
Commissioner Westlake, aye.
Okay, very good. So now that these are added, now I will call for then a motion to approve tonight's amended agenda.
Correct.
Sorry about that. I was trying to do it in one fell swoop. So have a motion?
Motion to approve the amended agenda.
Very good. Roll call vote around the horn again. Commissioner Morey,
Commissioner Morey, aye.
Commissioner Simpson,
Commissioner Simpson, aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Commissioner Hall, aye.
Mayor Pro Tem McMillan,
Brenda McMillan, aye.
and Commissioner Westlake.
Commissioner Westlake, aye.
All right, now we're all in. So appreciate that. Thanks, Charlie, for that guidance on that. A little different on some late ads here, so I can put those away. So the items will be moved down. We didn't discuss necessarily. Do we need to discuss that now, Charlie, as we go through that? Where this new, I'm not sure everybody has the same sheet that I do in front of me. So I'm hoping.
Melody's announcement of the location of those 4 items would suffice.
Okay, very good. All right, just wanted to make sure. All right, appreciate that. All right, so we have general public comments tonight. Town clerk has some additional comments from some of our residents, so I'm going to ask you to read those.
All right, so we have 3 public comments. The first is from Christopher Day. He lives at 2001 Ventura Court. The comment reads, I've repeatedly asked for a response in writing to this and have not received one. The town's various commissions are the only things in Waxhaw fully remote. Schools, businesses, festivals are all considered safe to attend, and I agree they are. The town commissioners themselves spent election night celebrating the results in person, maskless, non-socially distant at a venue with no capacity constraints. But for some reason, when it comes to conducting business, the commissioners remain remote, thereby eliminating in-person public comment. It's somehow safe for the commissioners to meet in person off the record and to meet for social purposes in large crowds, but not safe to do so for actual town meetings. In a phone call, the town manager cited to me that it was agreed that the boards would return to in-person meetings when the COVID rate in Waxhaw is down to 5%. I'm asking for the board to respond on the record here after public comment, since no one will on the record via email as to the following. Number 1, why is it safe for you personally and all of our residents to do so literally everything else in person except hold these meetings? Number 2, if you see that this is a pretty clear logical conflict, will you now at this meeting vote to go back to in-person meetings going forward? Number 3, if for some reason, despite this logical conflict, you still want to wait until that threshold is reached, please here and now on the record state that you will in fact return to in-person meetings at that point and preferably pass a resolution committing to do so. Thank you. The second public comment is from Marianne Hunt, who lives at 2511 Mountain Fork Lane. The comment reads, "Hi, I've lived in the area for 20 years. I see nice things happening for the town. People as they drive down 16 could say, wow, look at this place. It's beautiful. I want to live here. Let's explore. Let's get real. This garbage on 16 does not do this place justice. It's clean, but sometimes it's clean sometimes, but it is mainly a disgrace, a dump, an embarrassing sight. Why don't the town get a street cleaner company to come down once a month cleaning the streets of this debris? Thanks." And then the last public comment is from Stephanie Thomas, who lives at 4829 John Craig Road. The comment reads, "Are there any plans to bypass traffic around Main Street? There are so many pedestrian-friendly events, yet the safety of traffic and pedestrian is still a concern. Our officers do an amazing job, but for those of us simply trying to cross the tracks to go to the grocery store, it is difficult to even get to the stores we survive on. If there is not a plan for a bypass, do you have plans to allow a grocery store on the south side of the tracks so the rest of the community is not cut off?" And that's the end of the comments.
All right, thank you, Melody, appreciate that. All right, we're gonna drop it down to the consent agenda. So as modified earlier, I'm looking for a motion on that, please.
Motion to approve the consent agenda?
Okay, and so the motion is to approve the consent agenda as modified. I'm gonna make that assumption from there. Okay, so roll call vote, Commissioner Morey,
Commissioner Maury, aye.
Mayor Pro Tem McMillan,
Brenda McMillan, aye.
Commissioner Simpson,
Commissioner Simpson, aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Commissioner Hall, aye.
and back to Commissioner Westlake.
Commissioner Westlake, aye.
All right, so the consent agenda as modified is approved for tonight. Thank you for that. We're going to drop over to recognitions. So with this, I'm going to turn this back over to our town manager, Jeff Wells. We have the Waxhaw, the graduating class of the Waxall 101 2021. So we have quite a list going. Jeff, floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, everybody. And so hopefully after I share the screen here, we have a couple of slides. You'll see all of the Waxall 101 graduates on the screen. I'm pleased to have our 2021 Waxall 101 graduates with us. We have 14 graduates from this year's class, as you see listed here on the slide. Waxall 101 is an interactive program that is designed to educate our residents about our local government, which is town processes, town policies, town services are the main themes and focus of it. And it's divided up into 9 different sessions. Each of our departments takes a turn to go over their departmental operations with the class. This time, the group also had the option of attending the October Candidates Forum that was part of this year's class offering. This was also the first time that it was conducted virtually. And not only did our graduates get 9 weeks of curriculum, they also get a little swag. So each of them will get a little bit of gifts for their time, extensive time spent, 10 weeks basically with us. And it was a great class as always. We really enjoy doing the class. I think each department head spends quite a bit of time prepared for that class and is always excited to show off what they do on a regular basis and how they serve the public. So what I'd like to do is just go around here, and I think most everybody is able to attend this meeting, but I think we might have 1 or 2 that were not able to attend this evening, but we will see how everybody looks on the screen here. I'll go in the order that I have it here. There's Richard Abel. Say hello, Richard.
How you doing, everybody?
Jean So. Say hello, Jean.
Hello, how is everybody? Good to be here.
Team.
John Molnar. Say hello.
Hello, good evening.
Kelly Barna. say hello.
Hello, everyone.
John Gimignani, say hello.
Hi.
Micah Pappas.
Hello.
Micah, congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir.
Justina Coker.
Hi, guys.
Wendy Frazier.
Good evening, everyone.
Michael Escuder.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here.
And let's see, I think I see everybody on the screen. So I think that Ruth Moray had another engagement this evening. And I also don't see Anite Balsignon. So I think that covers everybody. Well, nope, one more, Joan Nash. So it looks like she was not able to be on screen this evening, but I think I was able to cover everybody else.
That's outstanding. Well, congratulations to everybody who not only signed up, but endured the journey, and hope you enjoyed it. Impressed that all of you guys did, I think, and hopefully you'll walk away with a lot more understanding on how we operate as a municipality. And I know some of you will look forward to serving on some future boards. And I know that because of this process that you'll probably step up. So appreciate that. Any other the commissioners would like to make any comment?
I just wanted to pass on my my wife's gratitude and congratulations to everybody else within the class. Unfortunately, she wasn't here, but she was able to pick up a lot of the things that I don't share with her. But I think it's a great way for folks to learn about the town, so that they actually get a real, clear picture of what actually happens, as opposed to what they might hear somewhere else. So congratulations to everybody, and job well done.
Thank you, Pedro. Thank you all. And there, anybody else, any thoughts and comments around the horn?
Yes,
Ms. Brent?
I'd like to.
I'm sorry.
I'd like to thank Melody and all the staff at the of the commissioners and the boards and the engineering department, the police department, fire, Parks and Rec, everyone that was involved. And I'd like to give a special shout out to our shining star, Micah Pappas, who kind of restored my faith in young people, to find someone so young who is so interested in what happens in our town and so aware. We actually learned more from him than probably any other single member. So special shout out to Micah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Brenda?
I too just wanted to congratulate the class for taking time to participate in Waxall 101 and go through all the learning process that you did. We look forward to having you now participate on some of our boards or committees, and look forward to seeing you more in the town. I also wanted to congratulate Micah Pappas as well. I had the pleasure of meeting him at the groundbreaking ceremony for our park. And what a very impressive young man he is. Extremely polite, very astute, just a pleasure to meet him. And I expressed that as well to his mother and family when I met them. So congratulations to you all, and you too, Micah. It was really nice meeting you and talking with you that day.
Thank you very much. I feel the same.
That's great.
Congratulations.
And I
Tracy,
think,
Brenda, and Jason.
I think, Mayor, you might have another Pappas run for future mayor. We actually elected Micah as mayor of our case study, so he got to pretend to be the mayor for about an hour or so, and did a great job keeping us in check. We were jumping to solutions, and he made sure we all thought through it and had a vote, and didn't just go right to the recommendation. So I think he's got a political future.
Well, that's pretty good. Thanks, John, for saying that. And just for clarification, even though I wouldn't be hesitant, or I would be hesitant in not claiming him for my own, he's not related to me. We just happen to and with his mom first, and then he followed me into the building there and wanted to ask if he could participate. So we made some room for him with some consult by the town clerk, and here he is in the position. So Mike, again, congratulations on going through it, and I'm hoping that everybody else there set a good example for you as you did for them. Richard, I see that you wanted to make something said.
Yeah, I just wanted to congratulate Tracy, Brenda, and Jason on their reelection bid. Coming from Massachusetts, it's refreshing to actually feel like my vote counts down here. So congratulations, guys.
That's good. Outstanding.
And we can't forget our very own Jason Hall, who went through the whole program with us.
That's right.
One of us.
How did Jason score? I won't ask, but pass the test. Now it's good, and all of you are now able to be our ambassadors out in the community. You've got real-time information to share, and I always have to say something about our social media stuff, but I think you guys can carry forward some very complete and accurate information to anybody that you may or may not come in contact with. So I still applaud all of you guys for being willing to step up and take the class and understand it, and hope to see you participate again in the future. So thank you. Anyone else up there? See, it's a small screen up there with all of you up there, so it's hard to watch the hands. All right. Oh, Micah, one more.
I would just like to thank Mr. Mayor and everyone else who is here for giving me the opportunity to participate in this amazing program. And I would just like to thank all of you as well for being very kind and helpful participants.
That's awesome. Thank you. You're welcome, by the way. It was good to have you in there. So a great addition. It's always a great story to be able to tell somebody. So I think that's great.
Mayor, I see
yes.
John G has a comment.
There we go. Where are you there? There you are, John. I'm sorry. You're up near the top.
Yeah, I just want to say that, well, I had a great time, learned a lot. The folks, and I don't want to miss anybody, everybody did such a great job. It's really impressive to have this many talented and thoughtful people that live in our town. So it's a pleasure. The folks who did those games, they could be doing that on Friday nights at the tap house or something. They were really well done. And everybody else who made those presentations, and especially Matt Huber, our engineer, very impressed with him. And great, that was one of my, I think, a really well worthwhile class that everybody in the town should take part in. So I just want to say that.
And Mayor, what John's referring to for the game is we played Waxopoly. And so how that was structured is that there was some scenarios, and we divided up into 3 different groups, and each group had an elected mayor, and there was an issue that needed to be solved, budgetary issue. So we had some shortfalls in the budget, and they had to decide whether they were going to cut a budget, whether they were going to pull from reserves, or whether they were going to raise revenue by other means. And so every group had some different ideas about how to go about that, but some real-time experience for them too. It was a great game.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really glad to hear the positive comments, and certainly, pays a great tribute to our staff and our town manager and everybody, Melody, and orchestrating Barbie, orchestrating all these things here for you guys. It's a lot of work. And it was, what is this one? 14 weeks, is it? This one? 14-week session? Is that what it was?
So
Anyway.
we had 9 weeks of sessions, and then a 10th week was the attendance of the candidates forum.
Yeah, I think, and I thank all of you guys who were able to attend that live. We had a Tony G from the Waxall Business Association to facilitate that for the town. So hopefully that organization, you can recognize them as well when you go out, and thank them for arranging for all of you to see and hear some of the candidates. So I thought that was a real good input, and I'm impressed that for those of you that got over to that, I hope that you got a good understanding, and it seems that you did. So thank you from my side on that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, any other thoughts and comments for all these before we let them go? Thank you, everyone, all the way across the board. Jeff, any more comments on this?
No, sir, no more.
Very good. All right, guys, go out and, as they say, go out and be the town. So appreciate
Alrighty.
that.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, that was pretty impressive. A lot of people, a lot more people doing that for us during these this summer. I'm hoping we get another one going on. Melody, do we have a start date on that? Any anticipated start date for the next session?
So right now we're looking at the fall. It would be September 7th would be the start date.
Okay, great. I'm was hoping there'd be a lot more requests. I get a lot of that on the street, but we'll move that on. All right, so we're going to drop down to recognitions. Item number 2. We have an introduction of a new person on our staff, and I'm going to call up Lisa Thompson to do that recognition. So she signs on. Lisa, hi. Floor is yours. And
Hi, thanks for having me.
You have another person.
Oh, Janet's on as well. So I'm here tonight to introduce our newest planner, Janet Parano. Janet comes to us from Weddington, where she did all their permitting and pretty much ran their erosion control program. Janet is currently enrolled in a program through the School of Government to become a certified zoning official, which concludes next Friday. So we're really proud of her for that. And having worked with Janet before, I know she's a hard worker. So I'm happy to have her here on Team Waxall.
Very good. Janet, welcome.
Hi,
Nice.
everyone. And thank you. I'm very glad to be part of the team here.
Well, in our humble opinion, you're joining a great team. So we appreciate the willingness to come over, and you've got great leadership at all corners. So hopefully you'll find your spot comfortably and be able to contribute without delay. So appreciate that.
Thank you.
Anybody, any other comments before I jump off of that? All right. Lisa, thank you. Janet, thank you again for joining us, and we'll move on to the next step.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have presentations. We don't have any presentations, no public hearings, no old business, but we have some new business, which was taken from the revised agenda. And so it's going to be a little interesting on this because we have really kind of a last minute slate on this on item J1, as we'll call it, new business, which would be the appointment of members to the planning board right now. So there's a slate of candidates that were interviewed last night, actually, and we'd ask a lot of you to go through the considerations that we did last night again. And we wanted to be able to have a little bit of time to let this set in, but I think it sounds like that we are ready. So what I'm going to ask that if we are ready, that someone make the motion with the members that you all decided on last night. And if there's any changes to that, please let us know. So who would like to make that motion? We have a slate of candidates up there. I don't know what you guys have in front of you. You should have your list from last night. Is that correct? Everybody's got their list from last night?
Yeah, do we need to make each individual motion for each candidate because of the different terms, or how do we, or can we just do the whole slate as written?
I think that we can do the whole slate. Melody, you want to advise on that because we do have some staggers in there.
That's correct. Yeah, you could go ahead and adopt the slate of candidates, provided everyone's positioned where you want them to serve within the terms.
So last night, I don't recall that we had identified those positions as far as,
That's correct.
okay, so we're gonna have to, then are we ready to do this right now with this?
Would you like me to share my screen and
That would be great if you
you
could
all
do that.
discuss? Okay. Okay, are you all seeing the Word document with the slate of candidates?
Okay, I see it now on the screen here. That's one I don't have in front of me, so thanks for that. Does everybody have this document? I guess I should
Yes,
do-
they were emailed this earlier today.
All right, just want to make sure that they had it. So here's the slate of candidates up there. So I guess it's pretty easy now. Each one of those is identified on the terms. And
Yes.
so,
So the first three that are on here are for the 3-year term appointments. And so basically the Board of Adjustment terms are going to correspond with the planning board member terms. And so then the following three, number 4 through 6, is the 2-year terms. And then following that, number 7 is the 1-year term. So we just need to make sure that the names are where you want them to be.
all right, so let's put it up for a little discussion right now. So is everybody comfortable with what is proposed on the screen before them to start? Any comments, thoughts, anything along the way? We talked a lot about this last night, but not necessarily specifically this. So let's talk about it. Any conversation that needs to be had, or if you're okay with somebody making the motion to adopt and approve this slate of candidates as it's published here, then let's make the motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the slate of candidates, the slate of planning board candidates as shown.
All right, very good. All right, so we have the motion made, so I guess we'll go around the horn here. Commissioner Morey,
Commissioner Maury, aye.
Commissioner Westlake,
Commissioner Westlake, aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Commissioner Hall, aye.
Mayor Pro Tem McMillan,
Brenda McMillan, aye.
Commissioner Simpson.
Commissioner Simpson, aye.
Very good. All right, you made my job easy. So that's good. Thank you for that. And congratulations to all of those who went the gauntlet with us yesterday. It was 3.5 hours of a lot of fun conversation. We got to know a lot of people. And I think the participation that we're now getting from residents around us is impressive. So I think that we've been able to not only select a new board here successfully, but I think we are strengthening at each turn. So thank you for all of you sitting through it as well to interview these candidates. And some of the questions were kind of fun, but they got through it. So thank you very much for that. All right, next item on there is item J2 to expand the membership of the Parks, Cultural and Recreation Advisory Board to 9 from its current 7. So do we need a presentation on that from Ms. Dina, Jeff? Was she going to be doing this request, or are we just going to go with I think everybody's familiar with what she's asking.
Dina did not plan on giving a presentation for this item.
Okay, very good. All right, so simply put, we have this before us right now. Do we have any discussion about it right now? Any comments, thoughts? If not, no hands up.
Mayor,
Yes.
if I could add one thing, what Dina did express to me was that with everything going on with all the projects, that she actually needs some additional help on the PCR committee. So that's what the request is for some additional help.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Melody. Appreciate that. All right, with that additional information, I'm looking for a motion then on this one.
Make a motion to expand the board from 7 to 9 members.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner Morey. All right, we're going to go around the horn again. Commissioner Westlake, it's on the table.
Mr. Mayor, just a point of amendment, make a motion to expand the Parks and Recreation Board from 7 to 9 members.
Okay. We clear on that then? Commissioner Morey, you're fine with that?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go from 7 to 9 members. The motion is on the table right now. So I'll go around the horn. Commissioner Westlake.
Commissioner Westlake, aye.
Commissioner Simpson.
Commissioner Simpson, aye.
Commissioner Hall.
Commissioner Hall, aye.
Mayor Pro Tem McMillan.
Brenda McMillan, aye.
And Commissioner Morey.
Commissioner Morey, aye.
All right, safely around the bases one more time. So appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. I think she's got a lot going on. I think it's going to be really helpful for her to have some bench strength, if you will. I think I know a couple of the candidates who she's intending on adding, and so I think it'll really help her really build that team. So Melody, thanks for the additional input on that. Appreciate that. And I hope everything is going to work out that way. So item J3, we've had discussion on this, on the adoption of the town manager's revised contract. There were a couple of questions early on that I believe the commissioners have resolved with the town attorney and Mayor Pro Tem, who is lead on not only the hiring search, but the follow-up after that. So any discussion that we need to have, any clarifications, anybody want to add something here before we would then make a motion? All right, so motion's up. We've all looked at this once before. We all met last week on it. We have the amendments in place. So I'm going to look for a motion on this item. Please, somebody make that motion.
Motion to accept the amendment to the employment agreement for the town manager.
Very good. All right, thank you. We have the adoption of the town manager's revised contract. Motion is up. Commissioner Morey.
Commissioner Morey, aye.
Commissioner Westlake.
Commissioner Westlake, aye.
Commissioner Simpson.
Commissioner Simpson, aye.
Commissioner Hall.
Commissioner Hall, aye.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Brenda McMillan, aye.
Very good. Congratulations. And a lot of work did go into that as well. Lots of discussion. So thank you, everybody, for all the input. And Jeff, thank you very much for being patient with us through the process. And we just look forward for a continuance of all the good things that are happening here. So thank you for being here for us.
Well, thank you, Mayor. It is an honor and privilege to serve you as a board. And also it's an honor and privilege to have such an outstanding staff. And we have a wonderful community. It truly is a joy to come to work every day. So I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thanks, Jeff, and congratulations. All right, so you let me off the hook easy on that one, so that's good. Thank you. All right, we'll go down to out of the new business. No more items there. We'll drop down to the town leadership reports. We're going to go back to our town manager, Jeff. Now you have to work again.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. So I have an initial announcement to make in regards to the town's trash and recycling services moving forward. The town will have a new trash and recycling schedule effective November 29th. So that's the Monday after Thanksgiving. The schedule will move trash pickup from 3 days a week to 5 days a week. Recycling will still be every other week. Yard waste pickup will move from Tuesdays to the day of your trash pickup. Bulk pickup will now be every other week on Fridays. Residents can schedule a bulk item pickup through Waste Pro to get on the route for that Friday. These changes come to accommodate the growth of the town. And most importantly, we have upgraded our services at no additional cost to the taxpayer. We feel that these changes will serve our citizens better moving forward. We will start communications next week on all of our digital media, and each resident will also get a magnet and a flyer with all the hard copy information within a couple of weeks. So we're looking forward to the revamped program. We've been talking with Waste Pro about that for the past couple of months. And now we are ready to move that forward. Thank you, Mayor.
Very good. Well, it'll be good to see that. And I think there's a lot of people waiting to put items out on the street for one. And I think they're looking now forward to it. If we have, I think announcements are just going to go out in the very near future about the LEAF program, which I've actually seen some of our trucks going through the neighborhoods already.
The LEAF program is currently ongoing. It started at the beginning of November. And so that is going very well. And I guess just as an additional note on the bulk pickup, just to elaborate that for a moment, is the I guess you could say the old way we were doing it became unmanageable. This last time we had 38 trucks that had to come in to try to clean up over a 3-week period. Trucks were coming from Asheville, from Concord, and from Asheville to cover it. And we just made the decision that we had to find a new way to do that moving forward. And I think this will serve us well, and it'll provide people an ongoing opportunity to get rid of any bulk items that they have instead of, that's having to maybe pile them up all at one time.
Well, I think it'll give the town a much cleaner look, if you will. It was disturbing to some, including myself, that we'd have this stuff out for sometimes 2 weeks at a time, town-wide, and we were all getting comments about what it looked like. So hopefully this program will work this way. We're certainly recognizing that this is kind of a living process, and we'll make any necessary adjustments that we do, but it'll be nice to have that done kind of at notice, if you will. So appreciate the effort that you and your staff, I know you've met several times with our provider, and they've been very willing to step up for it. So appreciate that.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right. I'm going to drop down to Parks and Rec. Is Miss Dina going to be available tonight? Okay, so Dina, I think we're down to you. If Jeff is complete with his narratives there, we're going to drop down to Miss Dina. Dina Sabinski, our Parks and Recreation Director. There you are. Happy face.
Hello.
Welcome. All right, welcome. The floor is now yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Share my screen. All right, I'm going to go over all things Park and Rec and all of our upcoming events and all of our cool programs that are happening right now. We are in our fall program guide that ends in December. Please look at our website and Facebook pages and to register on Rec Desk. Walking groups every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. in the morning. Miss Justine would love to have you join her and a group of ladies that are walking on those days. And we are doing our outdoor senior fitness. I think this is the last week you can register for the series, and then we'll have another series in the spring. Charcuterie class is coming up this Thursday. If you haven't got your placement in the class yet, there's still room, so we'd love to have you. And it's at the McDonald House. And then we have Mixology, another partnership with one of our town businesses on Monday. Mr. Peter is doing a wonderful class with us for sculpting for veterans. That starts next week. There's still room in that class, so please join us. And our little cooking class is also the following week. Tomorrow, we have Fall Festival Games off at Grace Presbyterian Church off of Waxall Marvin. Wonderful partnership with them. So please join us. And next week, we're back there to do some harvest crafts. And the upcoming hero projects until December. Events, we are about to go back full force in December. And then we have events coming up the end of November as well. This Thursday is Veterans Day. We have a wonderful ceremony planned for our citizens. Mr. Officer Wally is going to be our MC. And then we also have Colonel Dome is going to be our guest speaker. And with Micah on earlier, actually his mom is going to do the national anthem for us. So we're very happy to have her part of the ceremony as well. Coming up this weekend is Litter Sweep. So we are doing our best to clean up our streets. I heard that earlier comment. So we are right now doing it twice a year, and we're always looking for volunteers. So you can sign up on RecDesk or sign up Genus, sorry. And we would love to have you out making Waxall beautiful. Coming up is Ginger Snap. So this is a partnership with Girls in the Run program. It's an awesome program for young ladies to get healthy and fitness and have that camaraderie. Their race is November the 20th that happens in our downtown and up Waxall Marvin Road. This is a great partnership and love to have you a part of it. Volunteers, always looking for awesome volunteers. Mr. James is helping out with the sponsor of space. We still have a couple available and upcoming events. Love to have you a part. Miss Justine is finishing up the program guide for the spring. Still looking for some great partnerships on programs and hope you can be a part of it. Again, I'll leave you with our vision and mission about the Park and Rec. And thank you for the earlier vote on giving the PCR a little more help with all these wonderful projects that we're planning for our citizens. Any questions?
That's outstanding work. Nothing but great comments every time I turn around downtown, walking around there. I'm hoping that you'll be able to build your staff and your volunteers as well, which would be great. Looking forward to Thursday when we have the event out there at the wall over there. So I think a lot of people will be there again. So Dina, thanks again for all your team. Any other comments? I'm not sure I see any hands. The board's moving around here. Any questions for Miss Dina around the horn? All right, Dina, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Good luck on everything.
Thank you.
All right, looking at my notes on here. Anyway, we have engineering department updates. Do we have somebody on there, Jeff? They have somebody that wants to speak? We got Mr. Matt coming up.
Yes, we do.
All right. Matt, whenever you're ready, the floor will be yours.
Very good. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Just a few short items. One, the paving is scheduled for next week, weather permitting. It's been a while. The contractor had some equipment issues, so we're a lot later than we'd like, but hopefully that'll get taken care of if it doesn't rain all week. The fact that it's scheduled probably means it will rain all week. Next is South Church Street. We've got a drainage repair project that we're bidding out right now. It's an informal contract. The bids will come in on the 23rd. The lead time on materials is about 8 weeks, it looks like. So that probably wouldn't get started until after the holidays anyway. It would be affecting South Church Street right at 75. Very limited scope, so minor traffic and parking impacts during that. And when we get to that point, I'll put out more of a public item for everybody's awareness. And the creek debris removal project is finally started. So that's underway. And so if you notice large equipment coming in and out of town and big trucks full of debris, that's what that's all about. And very excited to be able to clean up those creeks and get the debris that in flooding events becomes a hazard. So that's in conjunction with Union County. So happy to be able to partner with them on that. And then finally, the handrail that's due to be installed at the pedestrian bridge as part of the sidewalk project is scheduled for 2 weeks out from now. It was supposed to be this week, but they had some material supply issues as well. So that'll just be a couple more weeks until we can put the bow on that. And then probably shortly thereafter, start working on those steps. So that's where we're at this week. Any questions or comments?
Anybody have any questions or comments for Mr. Matt? I see.
Just a
lot.
comment for you, Matt, that I've been hearing from citizens in the town limits that they're very excited that this project is underway.
Right. Yeah, no, it's great that we're able to do that.
That's great. Getting a lot of use, not only just the comments, but getting a lot of use on the sidewalk and the crossing there. I see that thing lit up sometimes more than cars go by. So I think everybody wants to test it out.
Right. No, and we're looking at reducing the timing. It comes standard at a 20-second timing, and we might reduce that down to 17 seconds because I think we're finding people can get across a lot quicker, and it's a little odd to have it blinking when there's no one in the crosswalk or out there waiting. So that's probably going to be a change going forward. We're still tweaking it.
Okay, very good. And I did notice that when I crossed it one time, it was on and I was 2 blocks, another few steps down the street. So what is your suggestion on the rate now, the timing?
Yeah, so right now it's at 20 seconds and we will probably take it down to 17 seconds, knock about 3 seconds off. You still have to make sure seniors and young children can get across. So it'll be a little longer than the average person, but not as long as it is right now.
Okay, great. Yeah, certainly we're going to have to deal with some of maybe that might be handicapped on that to get across there. So that'd be great. Well, no, it's a very welcome sight to see out there. And both those items, the sidewalk and the crossing, get a lot of use.
Right.
So nice
Yeah,
job.
it's long overdue, clearly.
Long overdue, and not only thanks to you and your team, but our own staff that did a lot of the installs and the work out there. I got to tell you, it's a lot of good comments. So thank you for coordinating all that.
Absolutely. Have a good night.
Any other comments? Any questions for Matt? I'm looking on my screen here. All right, Matt, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Good night.
All right, Board of Commissioners, it's your turn to have any comments if you do or not. Miss Brenda, I saw that hand go up really fast. So please, floor is yours.
Okay, good evening all. Just a quick comment. Thanksgiving is about 2 weeks away right now. And every month or every week, I am working with various food pantries and also with the food pantry right here in town at Waxall Baptist Church, where I was today and I'll be tomorrow, and doing my food drop-offs. We are preparing holiday boxes and food gifts for people who are in need of just good meals and ensuring that they do have good meal for the holidays, including, we're doing turkeys and turkey breasts and stuffing, cranberry sauce, but mashed potatoes, everything that they could need for a good Thanksgiving meal. So if you do know of anyone, who is in need or who could need a little assistance, food wise, please ask them to come by on Saturday, on the 13th of this month, where we will be handing out boxes to people with food. And again, there will be some perishable meats and things in there for them to cook as well, for them to have a good meal. We'll be doing it again for Christmas as well. If you don't know the address, it's 8213 Old Waxhaw Monroe Road. It's at Waxhaw Baptist Church, the church with the dome. So all you need to do is just drive up, pop their trunk, and we'll be there to hand out the boxes of food to anyone who comes.
Very good. Certainly all for a good cause. So thank you, Brenda. I know you do a lot of work in that community, and you're busy every Tuesday when I can catch up to you. You're driving around doing that. So appreciate that extra service for the community. It's just a great thing. Thank you for that. Any other thoughts, comments, additions to what we worked on today, yesterday? Commissioner Hall, I see you go off there. So you are unmuted, so it must mean you want to talk.
I do have a few things, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate it. So Jeff, I had a few questions for you, and I'm not trying to catch you off guard, so some of them will be leading. Is there been some conversation about when we can be back in person again for these meetings? Because We are having other meetings together that are in person, but this one continues to be remote.
Yes, Mr. Hall, we have had those conversations. And so for determining the risk of meeting back in person, what we've been doing is monitoring Union County's COVID dashboard. And that's updated every Friday on the county's website. The main metric that we've been keeping an eye on is the positivity rate. So that's the percentage of all COVID tests that are performed that are actually positive. Right now, North Carolina's positivity rate is 5.9%, and that was updated around noon today. Union County's positivity rate is 6.1%, and that was updated this past Friday, and usually is updated in the afternoons on Friday. So reopening decisions for governments have used CDC and World Health Organization guidance of a 5% target. This is also the metric that the state of North Carolina has used in deliberating for reopenings and mask guidelines. So, the town did go back in person this past summer when the rate fell to that number. And of course, everybody remembers how quickly that digressed back in the other direction with the Delta variant, I think that peaked roughly about a month and a half ago. So I think, we obviously with those numbers are back close to that threshold now. So, it's really a board decision. There's no resolution or anything like that has to be done to make that decision to go back in person. It's just would be a consensus decision on if and when you would like to do that or consider that.
Okay, fair enough. I'm certainly in favor of it when that time comes up. The next question I have is, and you'll forgive me, it's my technical background, so I'll lead it for you, and it has to do around what's called a system of record. And what I mean by a system of record is a central authoritative source for information. And so, in your opinion, would you consider the town website and the town central number as being an authoritative source for information on anything to do with the town?
Yes, I would.
Okay, so so for the record, you would not consider Facebook to be, or any other social media platform to be, an official system of record?
Well, I would consider our own town Facebook page to be a credible source, if that's what you mean. But yes, our website as well as our phone number, absolutely.
Great. So if a citizen needed to get an official statement from the town, the best approach would be to contact the town directly or to visit the website.
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks for that. Yeah, I think we all have some interesting thoughts about certain social media platforms, but we'll rely on our own sources to be the official source. So thank you for those questions. Any other comments, thoughts from any other of the commissioners around the horn? All right, seeing none, we have nothing on tonight's closed session. So we're going to let you off the hook again. So who's got a motion to make us adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
You guys are all in such a hurry. So, all right, thank you. We have a motion to adjourn. Go around the horn. Commissioner Morey.
Commissioner Morey.
Commissioner Simpson.
Commissioner Simpson, aye.
Commissioner Hall.
Commissioner Hall, aye.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Brenda McMillan, aye.
Back to Commissioner Westlake.
Commissioner Westlake, aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for all the input. Charlie, thanks again for your guidance on this. We had a little bit of confusion up in the front end because of the late ads, but appreciate the guidance.
Good night, all, and thank you, Mayor, and everybody.
Good night, everybody.